Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. So what I'd like to do is show you how to graph this ellipse, but we need to first put it into our standard form for a parabola. And that's going to help us identify the focus and the directrix. So the first thing I want to do is look at which variable is squared. And I see that the variable is y squared. So therefore, I'm going to have a horizontal axis symmetry. And my parabola is going to either open up to the right or to the left. So when looking at that, I know I want my equation to look something like this. Y minus k squared equals 4p times x minus h. Now, I understand that these terms are not subtracted by anything. And so you could also, I automatically know that my vertex is going to be, at 0, 0. However, if you don't understand that or whatever else yet, that's perfectly fine. Let's get the y and the x's, though, on opposite sides. So I'll add 5x on both sides. And I have 1/3 y squared equals 5x. Now, notice about both these standard equations, there's no coefficient in front of the y squared. So I want to get rid of that 1/3. So I'll multiply by the reciprocal, which would be 3 over 1. That's over 1 as well. So therefore, I have y squared equals 15x. All right? And again, you can see that there's no h and k in this example. So it looks something very similar to this. So remember, the vertex is your coordinates h comma k. Well, since I'm not subtracting anything from x and y, I can say my vertex is at 0, 0. So let's go ahead and plot that. So my vertex is at 0, 0. However, I know that since it's y squared, again, it either opens up to the right or opens up to the left, but I don't know which way it's going to open up. So to do that, I got to determine what the distance from my vertex to my focus is. If that's positive, my graph is going to open up to the right. If it's negative, my graph is going to open up to the left. So to determine that, I got to find the value of p, because p represents the distance from your vertex to your focus. So what I notice about in this equation is I have 4p times x. Here I have 15 times x. So therefore, to solve for p, I can simply just say 4p equals 15. Divide by 4, divide by 4. P equals 15 over 4. And for those of you that are decimal freaks, you can say that goes in there 3 times and 3/4. P equals 3 and 3/4. So that equals 3.75. OK? Either way, regardless, I know that p is positive, so I'm going to be going to my right. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 3.75 is right there. So there's my vertex. There's my focus. Therefore, the graph is going to open up to the right. Now, remember, the distance from the vertex to the focus is exactly the same as the distance from your vertex to your directrix. So if I go 3.75 in a positive direction, that tells me where it opens up. But now I want to go 3.75 in the negative direction to identify where is my directrix. Now, remember, we have a horizontal axis of symmetry. The directrix has a perpendicular line to the axis of symmetry. And since it's perpendicular, I can say x equals, and I like using decimals, or I'm sorry, fractions. So I'll say x equals 15 over 4. So again, we know that the vertex, I'll just rewrite these. The vertex is at 0, 0. The focus is just 3.75 to the right, or 15 over 4, 0. And the directrix is simply just going to be, remember, it's a line, not a point, x equals negative 15 over 4. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is how you graph a parabola, as well as determine the vertex, focus, and directrix. Thanks.